we're going to be talking about sex. Actually, we're going to be talking about something slightly different. Now, I know everyone's familiar with that song, right? It's a song of our generation, poetry. It's going to last through the ages. When we're all 80 years old, we're going to be sitting there with our grandkids going, my anaconda don't. My anaconda don't. My anaconda don't want none. Unless you got bansan. Now, there's a few words in there, right? We gotta be careful. There's some expectations, right? I was sitting with someone, a pretty girl, I was singing along to this song because this is my alarm in the morning. Try sleeping through that, right? And we end up sending some messages back and forth, but we'll get to that. Right? So I'm a burger bacha. I just moved here. And one of the things that I have to learn all this new lingo, right? It's my first time living in Pakistan. Someone comes up, they're like, hey Sibel, you're a burger. And I'm like, yeah. Juicy. But there's also these expectations that come with being a burger bacha, right? So whenever I go for an interview, my mother says to me, she says, Sibel, use your full American accent. Mom, what the fuck is my full American accent? She's like, no. You know, like when you talk to your friends in the US on the phone? That accent. I'm like, so you want me to pretend that the guy I'm going to talk to is my friend? I curse with my friends most of the time. Hey, sir, go fuck yourself. Good times. So with expectations, you get these weird different things, right? So like, one of the things that really is important is expectation management, right? Expectation management's important, right? For example, when someone goes and you're negotiating a salary, where do you start? You start high. And then you let them pull you down as they suck your soul away and make you question what your life is worth. What is every hour of your life worth? But we can talk about capitalism in Pakistan another day. I'm sure we've got some very rich people here who pay very little. Anyways. Another thing we do with expectation management, when you sell something, right? You say that I will deliver this in 2 months. What do? You deliver it a month and a half and you give them a little bit extra. You came out ahead, right? So you're setting the expectations low so that you can exceed them, right? Very simple concept, powerful results. The last thing you want is someone to be disappointed, because disappointment is something that Pakistanis just don't deal with very well. Log kya kahenge? Log kya kahenge? So anyways, me and this girl were sending messages back and forth, and you know, sometimes when a girl and a guy send messages back and forth, they can get, you know. So she asks me a very important question. I don't know if you're familiar with this. She says, so what's your shoe size? So if you don't know, in many parts of the world, people relate shoe size with size. And I say, I wear a 42, European. She says, no, in inches. I catch on. I know where this is going. She wants to know how big of a dick I have. So I say, thinking, again, as a smart businessman would do, I need to set expectations low. She says, how many inches? And I say, 1. You see, this is really important, because while I may not get, and oh my God, at the very least I can get, thank God. So when I moved to Pakistan as a burger butcher, I had my own expectations. Over here, I'm learning all these things, right? I'm coming for the first time and I'm like, there's hope. Take it, sure, we have tax, we have all these other different things, but I'm hearing people talk about gay rights, trans rights, minority rights, and I say these are the steps of a society moving forward. So my expectation is that we've done the previous steps, right? Step 1, including people with disabilities. Step 2, including people with intellectual disabilities. Step 3, including people with mild physical inabilities. And then you get to societal inclusion. But like Pakistan often does, we just skipped Alright, sorry. So some words I ended up learning when I got here was all this new lingo, right? So I learned things like, how do you say yes here? Instead of saying yeah, which is Y-A, single syllable, people here say yo, which means hello in most of the world. So I thought all my messages weren't getting through because everyone kept saying yo. What time did you save from yeah to yo? What did you save? Why was that necessary? Then other words, right? So Anaconda is a song where you can say there's a bit of body shaming going on, right? Although I do like my thick girls, I'm sorry about it. Like me. Like senti, right? Senti is such a great word. At first I was so impressed. I was like, look at this. People here know a long word. Sentimental. But in Pakistan, we don't have just body shaming, we have emotion shaming. Because we're not comfortable with dealing with things, right? Senti. What's the other one? Over. Dukhi. Emo. Every time you try to have a serious conversation without some hashish, oh, yaar itna senti na ho. बहनचोद क्या हर वक्त सोचते रहते हो कि इतना senti हो जाता है हर चीज. Can't handle an important conversation without some hash. Right. So, switching tack. Who here is aware of the air pollution problem we've had over the last years? Can I have a show of hands? I'd like you to keep your hands up. This is going to be an interactive activity. All right, can you keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Put your hand up if you know someone or you yourself have ever had any breathing issues, including asthma, etc. when you were a kid. Hands up, keep your hands up, don't put your hands down. All right? So, who of you, put your hands up if you smoke socially? Hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. All right. Now, for you, those of you who smoke socially, do you ever check if someone might get hurt by you smoking next to them? Most basic source of inclusion? Yeah. Assholes. Sorry, I'm pretending that I was around someone smoking and that's how I sound. Sorry, was that too senti? Over ho gaya tha. Emo? Zyada dekh nahi hue. Achha, see, this is what I find very interesting. Over here, I come and I'm like, I have a background where I studied some medicine, I did some research, blah, blah, blah. I get here and I'm like, holy fuck, everyone's smoking. I'm like, okay, maybe we're very lucky, you know, we're a very healthy species, we're like the Japanese, we don't get sick. Then I visited Shaka Khanum. So, I don't get laid much in Pakistan. I don't know if that's already obvious. Yeah. ये भी market नहीं है. Demand नहीं है. मैं शरीफ बच्चा हूँ. Right? I come here, and my own sister says to me, Sibel, you're too nice. The fuck does that mean? Sibel, girls here are like assholes. I'm like, Neha, we have the highest rape rate in the world. Pretty sure we don't like assholes. But apparently we do. Then someone says to me, you know, guys like it when you're really intense. And she is right. A study of something like 100,000 women found that by 70%, the expression they found the most attractive is pride. So basically, pretend you're a feudal lord. The only time I have had women approach me was when I was seething anger. Everything was going to hell. I was going to the gym twice in a day to go beat up the fucking punching bag. I would get into the elevator and girls would go up to me and be like, hey, I'm Anna, are you okay? No, what's wrong with you? Now I'm just upset. First I was angry, now I'm concerned. Women, I'm saying you have every choice in the world. You can choose who you want to be with. You have that choice. but take responsibility for it. There are two things that incentivize men, which has happened since we were cavemen. Food and sex. If you only have sex with assholes, guess what? They're gonna be more assholes. I wish there was a world where someone like me, who's just a nice guy, and is like, I'm not looking for a relationship, but I also don't like pretending I'm an asshole, because I'm a decent human being.
Nice guys aren't allowed to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Paid content.
This was sponsored by the Nice Guy Corporation.
Yeah.
Private limited.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a very real debate. I've had friends who have had to sit me down and been like, look, Sibel, you won't have any game unless you pretend to be an asshole. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, first of all, stop smiling all the time. You want me to not be happy for the majority of my life so I can have a bad 5-minute encounter. Because, sorry, Pakistani girls, your skills are lacking. Anyways. So I'm looking for a world where I like to think that, you know what? Maybe girls like nice guys who are a bit dirty and naughty on the inside, right? Smile on the outside, demon in the sheets. So, we just heard a classic song, Anaconda, right? But there's one we all grew up with. And I do a version of it which I think really speaks to the kind of person I'd like to be perceived as, right? So just, if you can bear with me a second. Sorry, it gets me emotional every time. My milkshake brings all the girls to the yard. My milkshake is better than yours. I'd teach you, but I'd have to charge. So ladies, give a nice guy with a small penis some love. Thank you. Next up tonight, we have some actual comedians who will not give you lackluster performances that make you remember your first time. Next up is Haziq Ali. Wait. Ladies, this is exactly who you should fuck.
जलता है साला जलता है